Hi, guys, and welcome back to school. I hope you had a wonderful, restful break. I just have this ed puzzle to kind of go through things that you will need to know just to make sure that we're all on the same page. So, here are some things that I want to review. Number one, we're going to do general school basics, then grade stuff, then science classroom review, then science classroom frequently asked questions or FAQs, a reflection, and then some extra things. So here we go. Number one, the basics. Sometimes after a long break, it is good to start reviewing the expectations so we can all be successful. Classrooms in general should sound like you should enter the room quietly and calmly. This makes sure that nobody has any stress when classroom starts and we're all in control of ourselves and ready to learn. Make sure you're quiet when the teacher is talking. This is so you don't miss anything and then the people around you don't miss anything as well. Raise your hand when you have a question. I want to make sure that I hear you, and the best way to do that is to raise your hand so that you have my complete attention. And use positive language with teachers and with other students. So that's what the classroom should sound like. It should look like you should be sitting in your assigned seat and on task. When I look at you, I can tell that you're on task. You're not trying to look at me, you're not looking at friends, you're being on task. Unless we're doing group work, then of course you may be looking at your friends. All right, focus on your work, not others in the room. Our hood should be down and our materials should be in your space. All right. And it should feel like you should feel safe, like emotionally safe in the room and physically safe in the room. If you don't feel either one of these things, please let me know. Comfortable in your learning space and calm but focused. So you shouldn't be so calm that you're like sleepy, but you're just like alert, calm, and ready to do your job. And you're keeping your hands and your bodies to yourself. If you follow this and your classmates do as well, your class can earn a class roars. School basics. Ask your teacher if you need to use the bathroom or get a drink or any other reason you might be late before class. This is the best way to avoid being late. If you come late to class and say, "Oh, I was at the bathroom," I'm probably going to ask who let let you in, because this is a very common rule across the school that once a class is dismissed, you need to let your next teacher know where you are at because we are responsible for you. Be at school for homeroom time. There's a handful of kids who come to school often late. This is a really important time of the day. This is where your teachers go over announcements. You also get to play games. This is the best way to know what is going on in school and to feel connected to the school and your classmates. And remember, your cell phone should be away in your lockers during the school day. Chromebooks. Chromebooks need to stay on the desk you are assigned. Chromebooks, you should use the Chromebook that is assigned to you on the seating chart. If you are in desk 12, you should be using Chromebook 12. You need to stop tapping on keys hard, and we were going to really try again to take really good care of our Chromebooks. So again, we're going to try this challenge again. Can you go a month with no damage? If so, each class can earn 20 minutes of free time. This starts today. So please let me know if there's any missing keys, things like that, because again, if the person after you tells me, I will probably blame you. So you need to make sure that if there's anything wrong with your Chromebook, that you let me know right away, as you know. Desks. This grade has done such a great job so far this year, and we moved into our groups way sooner than other classes that have gone before you. Our side team points are going to start again. And just in general, I like us to try to keep our desks areas nice. Wipe off with like a rag if there's something messy. Remember, the disinfectant wipes are over by the windows. And then try not to pry in anything off. If you see something is pried off or fell off, or if you accidentally did something, that is completely fine. You can tell me, or better yet, you can fix it yourself. All right. And I have tape and I have all that stuff to be able to do that. But in general, we're trying to keep the areas nice. All right, that was section 1. Now we're going to go on to grades and goals. Here are the little calendar of the month. So I'm going to try to grab my pen here and just kind of note some important ones. So we are on our first week back. Next week, we have a full week. And then you'll see right here in this week, we have a short week. And this day right here, as you can tell on the key over here, that is the end of quarter 2. All right, so on the 18th, we are going to be officially halfway through the school year. Exciting. Okay. Another thing that I wanted you to take note of is the 22nd. So far this year, we've had no days called off because of weather. Sometime in the next 3 weeks, if we have school called off for snow or wind or cold or any of those things, Miss Chase, our superintendent, might call a snow day. And what that means is if a snow day is called, that means that you will have no schoolwork to do that day. But we will have to come to school on the 22nd. We will have to make up that day. But if we have no snow days or weather days called in those 3 weeks, this 22nd day will also be a day off of school. So if we look at this week here, you could possibly have the 19th, 20th, 21st, and 22nd off of school. You could have a 4-day weekend. Very cool. Okay. But if there's a snow day, we will have school that day. With the end of the quarter coming up, I also wanted to let you know that we are going to have another honor roll party for the people who are on the A and B honor roll for quarter 2. So they will get a certificate, they will get some mini prizes, they will get some treats, and then 10 plus names are going to be drawn for big prizes as well. So try to get on the A and B honor roll and try to get your grades up by the 18th. Here are some tips on how to get on the A or B honor roll. Come to school and do your work in class. So those seem like a pretty basic thing, but if you're gone from school, that means that you missed that work in school. Of course, if you're sick, you should not come to school, but maybe you will have to go to after school tutoring or bring some work home to make that up. If you are absent, make up your work. You're still responsible for your work even when you're absent. If you do poorly on an assignment like an ed puzzle, you could ask to redo it. Some teachers allow this, some teachers don't. I know that in my class, I do. Check your grades often, maybe twice a week, and email your teachers any questions you have. And you can always go to tutoring on Tuesdays and Thursdays after school. All right, I'm going to go through some Google Classroom tips because I know that many of you, a lot of your work is on there. Now, I don't have the same views as you do, so I'm going to kind of go through a class that I'm a part of. But your view should look very similar to some of the pictures I'm going to have here. So the first thing, the quickest and simplest way to view your classroom work is the view your work button. I know that many of you like to look at that missing work tab, but I know that sometimes work can get lost because you don't click on every single tab on there. You just look at the last week or so. So if you click on the view your work, that's kind of the best way to get a complete snapshot of your work for that class. It kind of looks like this little clipboard button on your main screen or your home screen. And then in the classwork tab, it is up at the very top and it looks like this. So it's that little clipboard and then it says view your work. When you click on that, you're going to see something that looks like this. And this is an old classroom page. So this is a random kids view your work page. So if we look at this page, you'll see a few things. The first thing is that you'll see any missing work will show up as red and it'll say missing over here on the right hand side. Okay, so it'll say missing instead of that. Another thing that you may see is that, oops, how did I get rid of that? Okay, is that you might see something called turned in, and that means that you've turned it in, but I haven't had a chance to grade that yet. And then if you see a little clip here, it's really important that you read those. There is a comment that I made on that assignment, and I might say, you are halfway done, or you need to fix this one thing, but I'm telling you that you need to read that. It's like a note from me so that you can get your best scores. So anytime you see a little paper clip, you really want to read that, and you can also respond back to your teachers as well. This student right here had a C in class. So as they look through this page, they can kind of look through and be like, oh, I could maybe redo this low score and I could maybe redo this low score. And all I have to do is comment on that assignment and then I can reset it for them. So this is a really good way to keep track of your classes for each class. And if you want to pause the video right now and kind of look at your classroom stuff, that would be an excellent use of your time. All right, the next thing we're going to go over is JMC. So kind of the difference between JMC and Google Classroom is Google Classroom is where your assignments are all stored, and then JMC is where your like official grades are that are going to be turned into the office. So first things first, do you know how to log into this? If you don't know, please ask me. All right. When you do get logged in, you want to click the button that says progress reports. You don't want to click midterms or grades or things like that because those are just the grades that the teachers submit like every 5 weeks or so. It's not your grade right now at this exact time. So once you're in progress reports, you want to click on the blue QTR2 next to your grade for that class, and you'll be able to see your grade printout for that class. It's a good idea to check your JMC twice a week, not every day. Most teachers don't have time to update this every day. All right, good job on that part, guys. The next part is our science classroom review. So this is my specific class. In my class, I like to start the class off quietly, and I also like to start it on time. So you want to come in, you want to open up your Chromebook and start your do now. And this gives me time to do attendance and check on kids that need my time at the start of class. You also want to sit in your assigned spot. If you need to use the restroom, now is a great time to raise your hand and ask. During class, the directions are often written on the Cleverboard. So if you're not sure what to do, look at the board first. You can also ask questions by raising your hand, or you can, if I'm sitting over at my desk, I probably have Guardian on, and you can chat to me on there. If I'm not at my desk and I'm walking around the room, I might not see your message for a little bit. And the end of class, you want to clean up your materials and wait at your desk to be dismissed. And remember, when we're cleaning up, if you're done cleaning up, help someone else clean up, and that makes the class cleanup go faster. All right. Do nows. So we do our do now every single day, and we do our do nows every week. There's a few people in this class where your do nows are really bringing down your grade because either one, you don't do them, or your do nows are not in complete sentences, or you're not really giving your best effort. So let's review what I expect for do nows. Number one, they need to be answered in complete sentences. And let's take a look at what that looks like. The best way to do that is to tag your answers. So, an example, I have this question every week. How was your weekend? What did you do? So, here are some possible answers that kids have wrote down. The first one, good, slept. It was okay. Could have been better. My weekend was good. I was able to catch up on sleep. So those are all real things that students have said. So on this first one, there's no capital at the start. There is no period at the end. It's not a complete thought. It's not really explained well. And it's just not a complete sentence. It's not tagged. Okay. So this would not get full points. It might get a 0 or a 1. The next one, the grammar is a little bit off. If you were to type this in, I think the word coulda would be like underline red, and then you can click that and change it to could of, and then it's not fully explained. So what was okay? All right. So this sentence is okay, but it could be better. And oops. And then the last one, sorry. How do I go back? Go away. I'm so sorry, guys. There we go. Okay. Boop, boop, boop. All right, and then the last one looks good. So they took both of the questions and they just kind of easily made them into 2 sentences. So they turned the question, how was your weekend, around. My weekend was good, and they answered it. And then what did you do? They answered that with the second one here. So that last one would get full points. All right, more on do nows. If you're gone, you are expected to go back and complete that day's question from when you were gone. There's a few kids who, when they're gone, they still put I was gone. Whether you're gone or not, most of the questions you can still do. Okay. If there's something where I'm asking about something from a particular day that you were gone, then you can say I was gone, and then I would give you full points. But if you can answer the question, you need to answer the question. You can use the internet to help you with answers, but you cannot copy and paste from the internet. Formative checks this for me and gives me a little alert. So you do not want to copy and paste from the internet because that is cheating. But they can help you, and then you can put what the internet said in your own words. And then lastly, I usually grade this week's due now during the week as we go. And the final grades for the due nows usually go in the following week. So usually like that next Wednesday or something like that. All right. Science classroom frequently asked questions. Frequently asked questions, page number 1. Extra missing work assignments are in the hanging organizer up front. It's black, and you can see that there's some papers in there right now. Extra pencils are in the black bin up front. Tissues are by the door behind the 6th period bin. And I have Band-Aids, cough drops, chapstick, lotion, pads, tampons, mints, etc. Just send me a message on GoGuardian, or you can always ask. Frequently asked questions number 2. Bathroom breaks are best during work time. You may miss something during instruction. So if you look at the board and you see, oh yeah, we are going to have an ed puzzle, or there's going to be some quiet work time, and you can wait that 5 or 10 minutes, please wait and then ask during work time. Take care of your earbuds, but extras are available. Not having your earbuds is not an excuse not to do your work. I will have an announcement about your earbuds soon, but if you finished your earbud, or have you finished your earbud label paper design thing? If not, please do that now. And then usually I have grades updated by Wednesdays and before I leave on Fridays. I know that there's grade checks for sports and activities on Wednesdays before 10. So I really try to have my stuff up to date before 10. The best way, though, to not be stressed about your grades is just to turn things in on time. And what is my biggest pet peeve? Talking while I am and being rude to me or one of your classmates. So those are some frequently asked questions for science. All right, and then we have some reflections and get to know you things. The first one, what is one question you have about any topic that I have covered so far, or something you have always wondered about in 7th grade? What is the best part of school? What is a challenging part of school? What is a goal you have for yourself this month? Do you want to make the A or B honor roll? What do you need to get there? Do you want to improve your relationships with your teacher or teachers or other kids? How will you do that? What are your favorites? What's your favorite movie? What's your favorite hobby or like thing to do outside of school? And what's your favorite type of music or artist or band? What is a big problem in the world that you would like to change? This is a deep one. I look forward to reading your answers. All right, and just a little extra thoughts. Join an after school club or sport if you can. Sports that are available, we have football, wrestling, volleyball, basketball, softball, track and field, cross country, baseball, and golf. Clubs, we have drama club, robotics, Lego League, junior high speech, tutoring, and possibly more. So the eligibility rules apply. So you need to be passing your classes. But if you get involved in something in the school, those students do better in school and they feel better about the school that they are a part of. Your grade as a whole just does a wonderful job on your work. You behave really well, you're super respectful and nice, and you help one another out a lot. And I just am so honored and glad to be your teacher. I'm really looking forward to the rest of the year that we have together. Thanks, and have a wonderful day, you guys.